Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will learn what are autonomous databases and different types of autonomous database and like each of them in detail. So let's see how we have four types of autonomous databases, which are autonomous transaction processing, autonomous data warehouse database, autonomous Oracle Apex application development, and again autonomous JSON database. So what is the advantage of this autonomous database? In autonomous database, everything is automated. So provisioning of the database, like managing the database, backups of backing up the database regularly, like incremental or daily backups, patching the database, upgrading the database, and tuning. Everything is automated in the autonomous database. So here we have two types of autonomous databases which we use in regular, those are like autonomous transaction processing and autonomous data warehouse database. So let's go in detail with each of them. Yeah, these are the four different types of workload databases we have available in the autonomous autonomous database category. So like what is autonomous data warehouse? It is designed for the business critical decision support or any and like data warehouse applications, like any where we store like a lot of historical data, right? For these type of databases which have hold a large amount of data, right? For those database we use, it was designed like autonomous data warehouse. So what is like autonomous JSON database? Autonomous JSON database, it's designed for the JSON related JSON storage related applications to support JSON relation applications. They design autonomous JSON database. So next, coming to autonomous transaction processing. This is for our regular transaction processing database, or any like batch jobs, right? Regular traditional databases which are used for running that business mission critical applications. They design autonomous transaction processing database system. So next, coming to the Oracle Apex application development. This is for developers who want like a transaction processing for database application development, such as Oracle Apex that enables creation and deployment of local. This is for purely for development teams. They designed this for Oracle Apex application development system. So next we'll look into the detail about autonomous data warehouse and autonomous transaction processing. So again, in autonomous database, we have two types of services. One is dedicated Exadata infrastructure, and again shared Exadata infrastructure. So what is meant by dedicated infrastructure? With this dedicated infrastructure model, you will be getting an Exadata infrastructure machine, and you will also have the access to the machine. You will have server access, and also when you create a dedicated machine, you will be getting a dedicated Exadata infrastructure server, which will be like X7, X8, and X8M models, Exadata models, and you can have configurations like quarter rack, full rack, and half rack. Yeah. When you come to the shared infrastructure, it is a serverless application. We will not be getting any server during the provision of this type of infrastructure, and it will be deployed on the Exadata infrastructure, where uh, it is secured from the other tenants or other customers. Yeah, tenants. Transaction process. Now let's go with one by one, what is autonomous transaction processing and what is autonomous data warehouse application. So let's begin with autonomous transaction processing. So what is autonomous transaction processing, for which applications it is suitable for autonomous transaction processing? So this autonomous transaction processing database is best or gives good results for transaction processing and mixed workload models. So, and it can be used for transaction processing or any jobs. We can use this database for reporting purpose. We can use for Internet of Things. We can use this type of database. For if there are any application developments, we can use this database, and it can also like used for machine learning. It also has a capability of inbuilt machine learning capabilities. So in this it will store the data in the row format row formatting, and then uh, it also creates the indexes to optimize the performance of the queries. Yeah. Yep. Um, and when coming to the autonomous data warehouse application, it is best for analytical workloads or data warehouse, data mart, data lake, or machine learning type of applications. In this right, the data is stored in the columnar format, and also it creates a data summaries to provide like to improve the query optimization. And again, coming to the statistics, right? In when you come to with autonomous database, like whether it is autonomous data warehousing or autonomous data transaction processing, the statistics will be updated in real time periodically, and it's automated. So yeah. And again, coming to the the life cycle of this life cycle operations, right? This autonomous database, it is completely automated, like provisioning new databases, and growing or syncing storage or compute, patching and upgrades, database backup and recovery. This completely are automated in the autonomous transaction processing and autonomous data warehouse uh, uh, database system. So uh, and also this is like we have like a performance also, it's automated. We have automated tuning also enabled. So here you just need to load and go the database. That's it. You just need to create the database, load the data, and access the data. So here you don't need to have any tuning performance tuning expertise or any SQL tuning expertise in this to tune the queries on the autonomous database. So just you define the tables, load the data, run the queries. No special database is required, or no need to worry about you no need to worry about partitions or compression in memory indexes or something like that. So and again, it will give you like fast performance with zero tuning, and it's a simple web-based you will have a web-based monitoring console to monitor the resources or to monitor the queries. And also it has a built-in resource management plans. So let's see, like when we talk about like automated tuning, right? How it provides us automated tuning. So let's see like one by one, like how it is how it does the internal tuning. So these are the like we have simple 6 steps that processing, like which take care of tuning the autonomous database. Yeah. uh, is like first there are 6 steps like during the autonomous training internally the autonomous database does, which are first is capture, identify the candidates, and then verify. And again, what do you mean by capture? It will capture the uh, uh, SQL statements which comes in, which are executed in the uh, autonomous database. So like periodically whatever the new SQL comes, it will store that SQL query, and it will capture the SQL statement, and it will store the that particular SQL plan of that SQL statement, bind values, execution statistics, etc. These will be stored in the SQL repository, and then it will identify the candidate, like which SQL needs which index, and if we create any like indexes like that may benefit the SQL or not. So in this identify candidate, it will identify the need of our need, or if it requires, if that table or that SQL gets improved, if we create an index like that, it will identify the indexes. And again, next is verify. Like it will check with the optimizer, and if we use the if this SQL query is indexed, then it will that provide any provide any improvement or something like that. It will check with the, it will verify with the optimizer. If it is better, then it will complete the creation of like that indexes. So next, coming to confirmation stage. So in this stage, if the performance is better by creating the indexes, then it will create an index and it will make the index as visible. If the performance is not good with that index, then it will automatically drops the index. And if the performance is worse, right, it's not like worse for some part, right, then it will mark the index as visible, visible for the statements that request. So the next is the validation phase. The validation of the new index for other statements are online. Like first session that runs affected SQL validates benefit and avoids index if none. So this is like same like whenever the sorry user runs a query, if it is already there, it will pick that indexes and it will benefited it. Or else if the current running SQL is new, then it will store that and it will build a SQL plan and everything, and it will create index or something like that. If whatever it is required, it will be created, and it will the next time when it runs, right, it will be picked up automatically. And next is monitor. So then in autonomous database, index usage is continuously monitored. So when you create it will all it automatically creates the indexes which have been not used in long time will be dropped. So if any indexes will not be used, right, it automatically creates the indexes. So if those indexes are not usable for some period of time, then it will be automatically dropped and it will rebuild the indexes automatically. Yeah. Let's see like a few like a few things about serverless and dedicated architecture in autonomous database systems. So here, if when let's go with the serverless and then with dedicated. So what do we get in serverless is we get everything automated and manages automated everything. So if you mean like what all manage everything means the deployment of the database life cycle, like software updates, patching, upgrades, and backup and backups. It will be automated. It is automated and it is managed automatically. So, and again, here the customer chooses the database type, like database, like which version it is and uh, mm, which one it is, and he will choose like compute and storage, and it will take care of everything. Yeah, region. Yeah. Then again, here in autonomous serverless, right, you can instantly grow or shrink the storage, and then pay only for whatever you use the database resources. So it's the same. And the commitment time is low. It's again 1 hour minimum of 1 hour you have to pay usage, the billing usage. Now let's go with the data dedicated autonomous system. So in this, right, the infrastructure, the database is it creates a private database cloud running on dedicated infrastructure in public cloud. So means the Exadata infrastructure is located on public cloud, and the database which is going to be created in on this Exadata infrastructure is created as a private database. So and again, it is suitable for running any type of database, like whether it is a mission critical database or any big database, like which is having a huge amount of data, huge volumes of data. It is suitable for the any type of the databases. And here we can also like we will be getting a server access, so we can customize our operational process on this dedicated system. And in this also, like in this dedicated system, we have an option to uh, control of provisioning software updates and availability. So here we can, if you want to stop if you want to stop like automated tasks like patching or something, you can stop for some time, like you can stop for 2 quarters. You can stop maximum of 2 quarters. If you want to stop patching every quarter, it is automatically patched automatically. So if you want to halt or hold patching for 2 quarters, then you can um, you can halt it or hold it till only two quarters. So beyond the 2 quarters, you cannot hold the patching cycle life cycle. So it will be automatically patched. Yeah. This is all about like autonomous database systems, like autonomous transaction processing or autonomous data warehouse database system. Like, and again, we seen like what is serverless architecture infrastructure and what is dedicated infrastructure. So thank you for watching this session. We will meet in our next lecture. Yeah, thank you.